Billings, Montana, July 23rd, 1934. Well, I was a mama's boy. My dad was a traveling salesman. And so my mother and I were together all the time for the first few years, because my brother Jim was born almost 8 years after. And of course, church was a big thing, and singing. My mother was a Hoffman, the Hoffmans made up about half of the choir because it's a big family. And then I started singing in the junior choir at about age 5 back then, yes. So the Lutheran Church, First English Lutheran Church. As long as I was in college, I had a draft deferment, of course, to go to college. I got that. And but I had an offer to go play professional baseball. And of course, but if I had done that, I'd have been just zip. I'd lost my deferment. And so I didn't get to do that. Well, of course, I met Carolyn when I was in college, and on a blind date. My roommate and her roommate were going together, and so they set us up for a blind date. Asked her father for her hand, and I can remember that was in Denver. Her dad was a car dealer. He had a Chevrolet dealership, and he was up in Denver for some district meeting or something. So, and of course, Colorado Mines is just like 20 miles west of Denver. So I went in there and I met. Well, I'd met them before, but I told him I wanted to marry Carolyn, and he said okay. When Marjorie was born, this is, I don't know, Libby probably knows this, but Carolyn and I had just been to the doctor. It was a Friday night. We went to the doctor, and she was pregnant. Baby was due in about a month. And we went to see the doctor, and everything was okay. And the next morning, it was a Saturday, so I wasn't working. And she says, I'm starting to have contractions, and they got worse and worse and worse. And said, I think this is the real thing. So we got in the car, and we lived in the south of Pittsburgh at that time, and we had to go to the hospital. Oh gosh, what was it? Well, it doesn't matter. But we had to go to the hospital, and it was probably a 20-mile drive to get to the hospital. Of course, I didn't have any gas in the car. I had to stop on the way to get gasoline, and then we got to the hospital, and of course, they took her right in. She was in contractions, and I was filling out the papers. And by the time I got upstairs to go into the waiting room, Marjorie was born, just like that. And wow. Definition of love. Well, I know what there's agape love. I feel that real love is that you give your life for the person you love. If that ever had to be, I would do that. Or if my children, whatever, if it would save them, I would do it. Don't give up. And if you're serious about what you want to do, don't give up. Keep after it. It's someone that was a believer, someone that tried to do his best all the time, still trying to do the best they can. That's what I'd like to be remembered for. And, you know, no. I don't say I welcome, but I'm not afraid of it, no. I just would hope and pray, and I do this every day, that I go quickly. I don't want to be a burden to anyone, you know, just you see so many people where they have a stroke or they do this and then they just sit around and they really become a burden to people, and you have to, and so, but I don't, I say I welcome death, but I'm not afraid of it. And I know I know where I'm going. And that's gonna be a glorious day.